Hey foodie friends, and welcome back to In the Kitchen with Karen. So today I thought I would make a fun dessert for you that I truly adore. Have you guys ever went out to one of those chain restaurants and got what they call a pizookie? It's like a warm gooey cookie inside a skillet. Well, today I'm going to make something similar, except I'm going to be baking mine in a pie crust shell. And today we're going to be making espresso chocolate chip pie. It only has a few ingredients. You can whip it up in 5 minutes. It is going to be ooey, gooey, and delicious. So let's get cooking. So I love the taste of chocolate and coffee together. So instead of making this as a normal chocolate chip cookie pie, I thought I would make it as an espresso version. So to get started, we are going to need a half a cup of melted butter. And to that, we are going to add 1 cup of granulated sugar. And now give this a little whisk. Now to our bowl, we are going to add 2 large eggs. Give it another whisk. Now we're going to add 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. And I know you guys remember my tip about the cap of the vanilla equals 1 teaspoon. Now we're going to add 1 teaspoon of espresso powder. You can find this in the coffee aisle. To this, we are going to add a half a cup of all-purpose flour. Don't forget to level it off. Now we're just going to give this a good stir. Now I want to tell you guys how versatile this pie is. If you don't want to use espresso or you can't find espresso chocolate chips, feel free to use regular chocolate chips. Now if you want to change up the pie completely, all you need to do is add peanut butter chips and chopped peanuts, and you're going to have an ooey gooey peanut butter pie. You can also do that with butterscotch chips. Just change it to butterscotch chips and you'll have a nice caramely butterscotch pie. Now to our batter, we're going to add 1 cup of the espresso chocolate chips. If you'll have a few left over, have those for a snack. Now let's set this bowl aside while we quickly chop our nuts. Now for this pie, feel free to use your favorite nut. I've used pecans before, walnuts, but today I decided it would be fun to use cashews. They have a nice buttery flavor to them. I'm just going to chop them up using my little handy chopper. Now let's add those to the mix. Now as you can see, it looks just like a cookie batter, but it's a little looser. And now we're ready to put it in our unbaked pie shell. Spread it evenly inside the shell. Oh my gosh, it looks good already and it hasn't even been baked. So now I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees and it's going to take approximately 45 minutes to bake. Now if you notice the outside of the pie crust getting a little too dark before the time is up, just put a piece of foil over the pie the last 10 or 15 minutes so this part of the pie crust doesn't get too dark. Who wants a lick of the spoon? Now when I'm baking pies in the oven, I always like to put them on a cookie sheet. Now this pie is probably not going to run over because it's pretty thick, but just to be on the safe side, I always like to put it on a cookie sheet. So our pie is finished. It was baking in the oven at 350 degrees and I baked it for 40 minutes. Now yours is going to depend on your oven, anywhere from 40 to 45 minutes, and I covered it with a piece of foil after 30 minutes because I noticed the outside of the crust was starting to get a little too dark. So if you find that's happening to your pie, just cover it with a piece of foil and cook it for the other 10 or 15 minutes. And now I normally top this with French vanilla ice cream. But I didn't have any today, so I'm just going to use whipped cream. Okay guys, you know what it's time for. Time for me to try a bite. So I would say the consistency of this is similar to a pecan pie. Seriously delicious. Now I normally make this with just regular chocolate chips and no espresso, but I really prefer this recipe with the added coffee flavor because the coffee just brings out the chocolate notes in the pie, and it's really like eating a big warm chocolate chip cookie. I highly recommend you guys try this. You saw how easy it was to make, and I think your family and friends are going to love it. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you give this a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that red button and share out to your friends. So I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye, everybody.